how you do the 3 treatments and how you start off with, you know, obviously a lighter shade and seeing how their scalp takes to the pigmentation and the coloring, and then kind of adjust from there. Like, how do you go about getting into those details?
Yeah, so that's a common question actually in consultations and with clients. It's 3 sessions. There's many reasons for having the 3-session process, right? So, you know, you really want to start very light, just create a layer on the scalp that's very light with the ink color, very light with your touch into the skin, right? You know, conservative with the hairline. You know, these are things that you can change and be more aggressive with on each session. And their scalp and their body, their skin will tell you, okay, when I come back on the 2nd session after a couple weeks, and when they come back and you take a look at their scalp, now you see, okay, how much is it lightened up? How big do the impressions actually look, right? How dark does that ink look, right? How's the hairline? Is it still, you know, kind of receding, or does he want to bring it a little bit lower? If we start conservative on all these points, we have room for adjustment. We can go more dense, we can go darker, we can bring the hairline lower and break it up some more in front. And so having this step-by-step process, I think it eliminates so many woes and worries from clients' perspectives, like, oh, I don't want it too dark or too low right away, right? I don't want it to look fake. And so, you know, obviously knowing what you're doing and having experience with your depth and your needle and all those things are very important, your ink color. But, you know, if you really start conservative, it's hard to go wrong because you can always add more, but you can't go backwards, right? So if you go too low on the hairline, if you go too dense, too dark, you can't go backwards. And another thing, I think you mentioned this earlier, you want to create layers, right? So you want some variety and layers with each session to really make it pop by that 2nd and 3rd session, to where it looks layered. It looks a little bit more like 3D or hair follicles, and not just exactly the same like linear mathematical dots everywhere, right? So there's some variation is good if you can do it properly.
I think that was another thing